Hello, this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we going to be making today?
Pumpkin Trifle.
Yeah.
It's a dessert.
You asked for it, and, well, some of you asked for it, and now you're going to get it.
Okay, first off we're going to use gingerbread. And if you don't like gingerbread, you can actually use pound cake. I'm using pumpkin spice pudding mix.
Yeah.
2 boxes.
Yeah.
If you don't want to use that, you can actually use vanilla pudding. Some vanilla.
Yeah.
I have some pureed pumpkin.
Yeah.
Gingersnaps. Whipping cream. And some sugar to go into the vanilla and sugar are going to go into the whipping cream.
So the first thing we're going to do, which we've already done, is we've made our gingerbread. Just follow the gingerbread instructions and let it cool down. Because you need it cool. So also the same thing with the pudding. We've already made the pumpkin spice pudding. Now if you can't find pumpkin spice pudding or pumpkin pie pudding, you can always use vanilla.
And then you add your plain pumpkin and add your pumpkin pie spices to it.
Yeah, and brown sugar too.
To make the actual taste of a pumpkin.
Yeah. So let's get started.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to eventually assemble everything together. And I think you've watched before how we kind of do a trifle.
Yeah.
We did a chocolate one before. This one is absolutely delicious. I had this many years ago at a banquet. And I ended up asking the waiter what the recipe was. So now we're going to beat up the whipped cream. You could use a Cool Whip if you choose to.
Yeah. Or whipped topping, 12 ounces. And, yeah, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so this, it's, we're taping this, it's fall. This is a perfect fall dish for Halloween or even Thanksgiving.
I'm putting 2 tablespoons of sugar.
And a dash
of vanilla.
And then we're just going to whip this until you have some soft peaks.
Okay, we're going to whip this up until it makes actually kind of a stiff peak. Now, if you don't have a hand mixer, you can use the old-fashioned egg beater.
Yeah, so we'll just whip this up and we'll be right back.
So you can see our whipped cream is all done.
It's nice and thick and heavy. Well, not really heavy, but it's nice and thick. That's what you want. It only take a few minutes.
You have to be careful with whipped cream that you don't beat it all that much. If you're using whipping cream, you usually cannot turn it to butter. But if you're using heavy cream and you beat it too much, you can actually turn it to butter. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is take some of our ginger snaps.
Put them in a Ziploc container or whatever.
Yep.
And just crush them up.
Yeah, and you don't want them real soft. I mean, and real small. This is good for your aggression.
Yeah, one thing you can do, like as you see on the bottom, we've got some little towels or whatever. So if you are crushing it on the cabinet or something, or whatever, you're not going to break anything.
Yeah, you're absorbing the banging.
Yeah. So you can even use I guess you can even put these in a food processor if you really want them crunched up. But we just want it so you get like a nice crunchy, because everything's pretty much going to be very soft. So you kind of want like a texture difference.
Because the best thing to do is to actually make this trifle and leave it overnight if you can, or for several hours, so that all of the taste and the flavors meld. Okay.
Let's assemble our trifle.
So we have our trifle bowl.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have one of these. You could use a regular plastic bowl. We just like this because you can see through it and it looks pretty. So I'm putting some of my
ginger
snaps on the bottom. Just kind of get it in there.
And then what are you going to put next? The pudding?
I'm going to put a little bit of whipped cream.
Yeah.
And then you just keep layering, if you remember how we did the last one.
Yeah. And it's not like a lasagna where you got to, put everything all over the place. Spread it out. Make it a little different.
And we're going to cut our
gingerbread. And you want to make sure that it's cool. Because if you put it in warm and whatnot, you can screw around with the
whipped cream.
With the whipped cream and all that.
We love gingerbread.
So yeah, and
but there's lots of people who don't like it, so that's okay.
So then like my mom said, you would use pound cake. So now you're just gonna crumble that up and put it in there. And now where are the crushed ginger snaps going? When are we putting in the pumpkin?
We're gonna put some of the pumpkin in next.
Oh. No, not the pudding, the actual pumpkin thing.
We'll put that in too.
Yeah.
In between.
Because what you're going to be doing is, with that pumpkin pie mix, it doesn't come already, most of the time it doesn't come pre-seasoned. So what you want to do there is add some pumpkin pie spice to it. If you've got it. If not, I think it's cinnamon, nutmeg,
and allspice.
And allspice, if you've got it.
We're going to add a little bit of the pumpkin. And remember I said that if you couldn't find this pumpkin pie pudding, you could actually take your pureed pumpkin that you spiced up and add it to your whipped cream and mix that all in.
Or add it to your vanilla too. So yeah, this is plenty pumpkin-y for you, especially people who enjoy the pumpkin season between Halloween and Thanksgiving. So what we're going to continue to do, as you can see, is you layer with whipped cream, gingerbread, pumpkin pudding, or vanilla pudding, and then the pumpkin pie mix.
And this is a nice thing. There's, once everything is made, you could have your kids help, young ones help out, because it's really just, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
And they can just play and add all the stuff to it.
Mm-hmm. Kids are more likely to eat things that they've made rather than things that they haven't made. So what we're going to do is finish assembling the trifle and then come back and show you what it looks like.
Okay, here we are with our final project.
Yeah, we put some ginger snaps on top. If you wanted to, you could throw a little cinnamon too, make it more festive. But as
if you don't like ginger snaps, because some people don't like gingerbread, you could actually use, as we mentioned, the regular pound cake, and you can use graham crackers.
Yeah, so let us eat the trifle. I've made myself a mini one. Alright, so here's our little trifle. I made a mini one so everyone can see. You got the pumpkin pie filling, you got the pumpkin pudding, the gingerbread, the ginger snaps.
You can see it. Look, see how pretty it looks?
Yeah.
From all sides.
This is something perfect you can bring to any, it could be a dessert, it could replace pumpkin pie at the Thanksgiving dinner table if you really wanted to.
And it's very, very versatile. And remember, when it sits for several hours, all that flavoring melds together. The cookies get a little softer, but have that little bit of a crunch in there.
This is very good, especially with some of that pumpkin pie filling. It's very good. This is really, really tasty. And it's terrific for this time of year during this season.
Yep.
So this has been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.